You wake up one morning and realize you don't recognize yourself anymore. It's not a single moment of crisis, it's the slow accumulation of 1,000 tiny disappearances. The way you used to light up when discussing your passions, the spontaneous laughter that once bubbled up at absurdities, the quiet confidence that carried you through challenges. These pieces of you have been worn away, grain by grain, like a cliff face battered by relentless waves. You look in the mirror and see a stranger wearing your skin, someone who moves through life with careful precision, avoiding risks, avoiding depth, avoiding the very essence of what once made you feel alive. Here's the devastating paradox at your core. The survival mechanisms that once protected your fragile child self have become the very forces eroding your adult identity. What kept you safe in chaos has become the architect of your silent suffering. Your nervous system, trained to anticipate danger in every shadow, has mistaken safety itself for a threat. And in this mistaken vigilance, you've gradually sacrificed the most precious parts of yourself, not in a single dramatic moment, but through the quiet, persistent erosion of daily survival. This is what developmental psychologists call structural dissociation, the fragmentation of self that occurs when a child must split off parts of their identity to survive unbearable pain. Your psyche created compartments, the part that endured, the part that numbed, the part that performed. But here's what no one tells you. These compartments don't stay neatly separated in adulthood. They leak. The hypervigilance that once scanned for parental anger now scans every room for potential rejection. The emotional numbing that once protected you from overwhelming pain now blocks access to joy, creativity, and authentic connection. Neuroscience reveals the toxic stress response, how chronic childhood adversity literally reshapes the brain's architecture. Your amygdala, that ancient alarm system, becomes hypersensitive, firing danger signals at the faintest hint of conflict. Your prefrontal cortex, the seat of executive function and emotional regulation, becomes underdeveloped from years of survival and dominance. And your default mode network, the brain's system for self-reflection and identity consolidation, becomes disrupted, leaving you with that haunting sense of, who am I really? This isn't weakness, this is biology. Your nervous system was rewired before it had the chance to develop properly. The emotional cost of this erosion is a grief that has no name, a mourning for the self you never got to become. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche understood this when he wrote, "The doer is merely a fiction added to the deed. The deed is everything." You've become a collection of deeds, performing, pleasing, surviving, while the authentic doer, the core self, has been buried beneath layers of protective adaptation. You carry what psychologists call ambiguous loss, the pain of losing parts of yourself while still physically present. Every time you suppress your true opinion to avoid conflict, every time you numb your emotions to maintain peace, every time you shrink your dreams to fit others' expectations, you sacrifice another fragment of your wholeness. The core fear driving this isn't just fear of pain, it's the terror of non-existence. Better to be a fractured version of yourself than to risk disappearing completely. This is the silent agony, believing that your survival depends on your disappearance. You might find yourself unable to make simple decisions without paralyzing anxiety. Your childhood taught you that choices had catastrophic consequences. You might experience somatic dissociation, where your body holds trauma your mind has learned to ignore, chronic fatigue that no doctor can explain, digestive issues that flare during stress, muscles perpetually tense as if bracing for impact. Perhaps you've developed learned helplessness, believing effort is futile because your childhood taught you that outcomes were beyond your control. You might find yourself watching friendships fade because you've become emotionally unavailable, mistaking distance for safety. Your career might plateau not from lack of talent, but from terror and visibility. What if success reveals the fraud you believe yourself to be? You might find yourself in relationships where you're chronically misunderstood because you've forgotten how to articulate needs you were punished for expressing as a child. Even moments feelings of joy trigger anxiety. Your nervous system has forgotten how to metabolize positive emotions. These aren't character flaws, they're the sedimentary layers of trauma erosion. The unlearning begins when you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What happened to me?" Healing begins with neuroception recalibration, teaching your nervous system to distinguish between true danger and the ghosts of past threats. Start with micro moments of presence. When anxiety surges, place your hand on your heart and whisper, "This is now. I am safe now." Practice parts work therapy internally, befriending the fragmented aspects of yourself with compassion rather than judgment. The child part that learned to disappear needs to hear, "You don't have to hide anymore. I can protect us now." The poet Rainer Maria Rilke offered this lifeline: be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Your healing isn't about erasing the erosion. It's about learning to build on the new landscape. It's about understanding that wholeness includes the cracks, that your scars are not signs of brokenness, but testaments to survival. The most radical act of self-reclamation is choosing to exist fully in a world that taught you to disappear. You were never meant to be a monument to your trauma. You were meant to be a living, breathing testament to your resilience. The erosion didn't destroy you, it revealed your bedrock. Beneath the layers of adaptation lies an unshakable core that has weathered every storm. Your adult life doesn't have to be an extension of your childhood survival. It can be the reclamation of everything you were born to be, messy, magnificent, and wholly yourself. The peak of suffering isn't the end of your story. It's the vantage point from which you finally see the path home, to yourself. Your identity isn't being erased, it's being excavated. And what emerges from the ruins won't be the person you were before the trauma. It will be the person you were always meant to become. Whole, not despite the scars, but because of the wisdom they carry. If this resonated, share it with someone who's tired of feeling like a ghost in their own life. Subscribe for more pathways to reclaiming your stolen selfhood. Remember, you are not disappearing. You are remembering.